Hey, I'm McCoy-Ward and I want to show you a brand new rent-to-rent property just got taken on today. But first let's get out of the noise because there's a massive construction site. This whole area of the city centre of Coventry is just under construction right now. Around 30,000 new rooms have gone up. So a lot of people keep asking, are you concerned then with all these rooms about your student properties? Because you've got a dozen student properties just in Coventry city centre. And the answer is no, I'm not concerned at all. We've got not just student properties here, but around the city as well, about 1.5 miles out. We've seen absolutely no issues this year at all. Actually, our rooms rented faster this year than they've ever rented, so it hasn't affected us at all. And the other thing, you've always got to think about the model and the target market you're going for. So these apartments opposite here, they look like prison cells to me, but actually it's probably the same company that make them. They are about £850 a month to rent, whereas our rooms are £400 to £500. So it's a different market. So let's have a look around anyway. And let me just warn you, this house doesn't look like it's been cleaned in about 5 years. In fact, let me show you this quickly. When I listen to the stairs, and I'll do it again. Look at that, that's dust. That hasn't been cleaned in about 5 years, easy. So they're really good sized rooms. And again, when you're doing property and you're investing in property, you've actually got to take everything not at face value, but you've got to use your brain and say, what could this be? Not how is it right now? Because looking at this right now, it looks really bad. The carpets are all old and worn out. The furniture's all, it's falling apart. But this stuff will go. It's not a worry. Oh, what's this? I have no idea what that is, but it looks like some nice Chinese cigarettes. Let's go through to the next room. So this right now is a lounge, but actually this will become a bedroom. I'll turn this one into a bedroom as well. It'll make a nice little bedroom, this will actually. But again, all this furniture's got to go. It's all got to go. And this is what we'll use as a lounge. I mean, there's obviously something going on there. I'll have to check outside, and that needs to go. The storage can all go as well, because this will be a really good lounge. We'll put a nice lounge space. We'll change the light out, put some really good lighting in here, and we'll put some nice pictures and things up, a nice TV, and it'll be a really good lounge area. Same, the kitchen is just basic. There's not really a lot to say about it. We'll just tidy it up, give it a lick of paint, and it'll be really nice. We've got some work to do, but I'm excited about this house because it's not often that you get city centre properties like this at such a good price. I mean, the price on this is unbelievable. So we'll go upstairs and have a look. I noticed that the middle bedroom's locked and no one's got the key for it. So unfortunately, we'll just have to knock that door in. But we'll put a new door on anyway, so it doesn't matter. So all these bedrooms will probably achieve £500 a month, and there's 5 rooms. And the rent on this, £900 a month for 5 years. So do the math. This is going to make really good profit, this place. Yeah, the whole thing, I know you can't smell it on video, but it stinks in here. I'll let you go into the bathroom. I'm not even going to go in there. Can't get in there, it's locked. This will be the first room to go. Straight away, it's big, it's airy. And actually some of the stuff I can probably reuse. So I'll reuse the bed, the mattress will go. I'll reuse the desk, just needs a clean. And I'll reuse the wardrobe as well. So again, I'd estimate probably about £1,000 worth of furniture on this place. A lick of paint, my guys will do it, so it's not a big expense there. A few minor repairs, but this is going to do really well. I haven't got the numbers in front of me, but we're easily talking £1,000 a month profit for 5 years. So there's £50,000 in this one deal. So it's a great deal. If you want to know how to do this stuff yourself, I know I keep mentioning it, but I've got a training course on this. This is not difficult. There are so many landlords right now who need you to take on their properties because they don't know how to do it, and they're competing and they're worried. They'll give it to you for the market rent of, say, a family let, and then you just get their permission to rent it by the room. I've only ever had one out of dozens and dozens of landlords that's actually said no to that. So there's so much money to be made in this business, and I call it rent to rent. This is the business. There's training courses that I've got for you, and they're not even expensive. Less than £500 for a whole training course, and that includes the legal documents, everything. You can't even buy a management contract for £500. You go to a solicitor right now and say you want a management contract for a landlord, and they'll tell you it's going to cost you about £700 for what this is, a guaranteed rent with all the clauses. It's not a letting agency agreement, it's not just a tenancy agreement, it's a proper management agreement for this business model. So it's a no-brainer, it's such good value. I'd recommend you get on that course. You'll get so much out of it, especially if you want to build a big property portfolio. That was always my dream. I wanted to build a big one. You take on these houses, you're making so much money a month. What are you going to do with it? Well, you're going to take it as a lump sum and you're going to invest it into your own properties. So whether that be the best of these properties that you find from the landlords, it's Pareto's law, the 80-20 principle. You just take the 20% of houses that makes you 80% of the profit, and you buy those houses from the landlord using those funds, and you build your own portfolio. It's so simple. It really is. The math on it is simple. And the other thing that a lot of people forget is when you buy a house, this is the great thing about it, especially if you get a mortgage, a low rate mortgage, when you actually buy that house, it will go up in value over time. The mortgage is going to be the same. In fact, as long as it's repayment, it's going to go down. So you can only win. And some people say, yeah, but what about recessions? We have these recessions, you lose money. No, you don't lose money. I don't get that. The economics of that are not accurate. If there's a recession and you own a house, you don't lose money. You only lose money if you sell that house for a loss. But if you hold it, if that's your game, long-term holding to make a long-term profit, you're not going to lose even if there is another housing crash or recession. So just make sure your numbers are accurate and you're making a profit. And it doesn't matter if there's a housing crash. There's going to be even more demand for housing. So you're going to be good. But about 3 weeks' time, we'll bring you back. We'll show you what you do. And we'll show you the house all rented, all 5 rooms. All right? Okay, so we're back at this property again that you just saw. We're about a week into it. We're a bit slower than I hoped because we had so many other refurbishments going on. It slowed this down a little bit, but we're almost there. So everything's been painted, just a really basic magnolia on it. And we stripped out all the carpets, all the underlay, which was like sawdust, all the grippers and stuff. And now you can see the floorboards are all up, because we're getting this fitted to HMO licensing requirements. So what that means is we need to put mains wired smoke heat alarms all through the property, and they've all got to be battery backup connected, as well as emergency lighting. There's a few other things, but it's worth doing. And then we've just got to put, these are fire doors already, luckily, but we still might change them to better doors. We've got to get some strips in here, we've got to get some door closers put on there. But apart from that, the house is already a very good standard. And you can see each room is pretty much the same at the minute. We've built some of the new furniture, the bed's over there, ready to go. We've got all new mattresses coming. But apart from that, it looks a complete mess, but this will all come together really quickly. Got the electrician Andy here, we've used him for years, he's brilliant, working on the house. So this will all come together by Friday actually. So that's in 4 days' time. So in 4 days' time we'll have another look and this will all be done, finished.